So it's all for play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Hi, villains, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast. I hope you can hear me because I can't hear me, and that's always worrying. Reports of my untimely demise were wide of the mark. I am very much alive and kicking after this, after the stag I was just on. I'm delighted to be able to come to you guys and to give you the post-match podcast for Chelsea 0, Aston Villa 1 in what must be said is a win that was needed. It was obviously you could say that, well, in a way, he isn't vindicated for picking a lesser team for the Legia Warsaw game, but we've gotten the result we wanted in the Premier League, and as I say, Ollie Watkins being on the score sheet as well was just absolutely fantastic. So all in all, a lot of good positives for Aston Villa today. I do have my assistant producer here in the background with me, so if you do hear any noise, it's from her, and she's mad for Aston Villa as well. We've just been watching the Aston Villa game here on the big screen. Paddy's going to join us in a moment, I think, although he's just messaged me, so I better just check that to see. Are you going out? Are you going afterwards? No, yes, I am, Paddy. Sorry there. We should have really just messaged him beforehand. Some really good performances out there. Some really, really good performances I thought from Aston Villa. Ezri Konsa today was outstanding. Absolutely brilliant on first viewing. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Really lot of hard work done in the middle of midfield today and by the wingers. I think that the midfield worked very well today. I was very critical of them in midweek, but I think against a Chelsea midfield that had two £100 million players in it, Douglas Luiz was the best midfielder on show today, I thought. Really good performance. Doc Kamara was quite good. I thought the spacing between midfield and defence was good. And I thought the attackers, albeit we tried to own the ball at times in the first half, the attackers had to live off scraps. And yes, Chelsea got in behind us quite a lot. Sterling had quite a good game, and he was he terrorised Digne at times down that left-hand side, and they did look to get in behind us, behind our left back. Emi Martinez stood up strong and stood up tall today, made some really, really good saves. Paddy's here. Going to bring him in. Paddy, how's things? Aston Villa 0, Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 0. What's your thoughts?
Well, look, by any means necessary is how you beat the Big Six. We've done it today with absolutely no help from anybody. The referee got plenty wrong today, and I actually believe he got the red card wrong, in my opinion. But anyway, we'll get to that in a bit. But much better performance across the board. We kept it tight early on. There was very little risk taken early on. We had the measure of them with the offsides. I lost count the amount of offsides they've had. Just every ball that seemed to go off the top, they were offside. So very, very well done. Just time to move on from Thursday night now and push on into midweek and get some on the board for Wednesday night. Get some more minutes in the tank for some other players. But very, very happy, albeit a little bit worried when I saw 11 minutes go up. I just thought anything was possible at that stage.
Yeah, and we were the beneficiary of a 10-minute injury time spell last week. You just felt that maybe the footballing gods would role reverse it for Aston Villa, and they did have chances. Chelsea did in that injury time period. From free kicks and from deliveries. But Villa stood resolute, and that brings me back to, I mentioned that Ezri Konsa was absolutely outstanding today. I thought he was brilliant on first viewing.
We'd be lost without him. Same with Emi Martinez, absolutely outstanding as well today. Some very questionable work from the cameramen and what they wanted us to see and what they wanted us to talk about. I thought it was a bit weird, but didn't show enough replays for me. And we're all about Chelsea. At times, I thought I was watching Chelsea TV.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I thought it was Chelsea TV as well. I must say,
Yeah.
I didn't mind the comment. I didn't mind the commentary. I thought the commentary was okay, but as you say, it was very, very, very Chelsea centric. With Chelsea being the home team, you see that an awful lot in American sports. Whenever the home team is playing, they more or less get to pick the announcers, and they do time. Time after time, they do favor the home team when they're speaking because obviously, more audience and stuff like that would tune in home areas in the
Well,
States. But
I've
yeah,
absolutely no doubt in my mind that Efan Okoku was brought up a Chelsea fan before he played for Wimbledon. That's for sure.
I'd say, yeah, I've no doubt in my mind either after listening to that game as well. But Emi Martinez, Paddy, Emi Martinez looked like he was back to his best today, made some really good saves, was assured, marshal things at the back, especially when we were trying to play out. I thought he was very good as well. But as I say, big praise goes to Ezri Konsa, Emi Martinez, and Douglas Luiz for me, three best players in the field. Thought Diaby didn't see much of the ball. There was times I forgot he was in the game until he slid the ball through to Ali Watkins for the goal. I actually went, oh, he's still on, and that's not a criticism. It just shows that it was difficult for our forward line to get into it. I thought Zaniolo had much more of an effect in the game when he played, and it was great to see Ali Watkins score that goal. Straight through from an impossible angle and through Spanish Bob's legs. I thought it was fantastic for him to get a goal, and hopefully he moves on and pulls on from there as well.
Yeah, it was important that he got a goal. I think I said it in the team sheet tantrum. Would love to. It's vital that our strikers are scoring goals. You said Diaby was quiet. Ali Watkins was very quiet and very ineffectual for a lot of the game, but got the chance, albeit a second bite of the cherry, got the goal. So hopefully he can push on now and take that hex off him and get a few goals next week and the week after and go on one of his runs that we could badly do with getting some points on the board and pushing ourselves up the table with so much going on in Europe and Carabao Cup games and all that stuff coming up.
Yeah, and as you mentioned there, hopefully he does go on a run. Like it's even as I've said before, he is a streaky player, scoring that goal against the team today, but also more importantly, I think for the whole team itself, scoring a goal today against a team full of stars that aren't clicking, albeit they aren't clicking. I thought they were pretty good in defence today. Like I said it before, and Thiago Silva is like it's incredible the level of football he's playing still at 39 years of age, and I like the Sassy as well. I like to look at him, but well done to Watkins, and also the team needed this away win as well. I think we were winless in our 7 previous away games, so getting an away win was very important for us at the end of last season. Sorry, getting away points was very important for us at the end of last season when we went on our huge run. Now let's go on our run again today. We've 12 points from 18. We're sitting in 6th position, I think, in the league, as I say, who's to say we can't go on a run? I know that wins lift all boats, Paddy, but if we were to win 1-0 like that, for the rest of the season, obviously we'd have a fantastic season, but I don't think anybody would complain. I'm not on the side of things. I think the game was scrappy, but I think Aston Villa had a game plan. I think we, even before the red card, I think we were executing our game plan better than they were. They had one tactic, and that was to go over Dini's head. And I think if we were to play a team like Arsenal and Saka was to play out on that wing, I think we would need to look at maybe going and at the back in that instance there, because I would be worried for teams with other players. I thought Mudryk was good for them today until he was taken off. There was a couple of times he burst forward, but go back and talk about their midfield. Moise Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. And Gallagher, I thought Gallagher actually played the best out of the three of those, and then there's what 220 million worth of midfielder there with him. We were able to deal with their midfield today. I thought we were able to, and it was a big platform for us.
Yeah, look, there's very few negatives in any of the performances today. I don't think there's anybody we can really question. Thought the front three were quieter than I would have hoped, but that's about the limit of what you can do. I thought Kamara played okay. I thought Douglas Luiz was absolutely excellent. I thought even down to Dendoncker and Tielemans coming in the end just to stop that ball coming through the middle. Everything was going out wide. We just had their number today. But look, we talk about the elephant in the room. Now that we've actually won a match at which a referee can't count the time on his watch, and was very, very poor and very, very one-sided, I thought. And I was surprised to see the Chelsea fans give him a bad time, because he let some go. Like even down to one of the last plays there, Sterling controls the ball with his hand to go by Douglas Luiz, and he completely misses it.
Yeah.
Just
he gives a handball against Duran because Duran kicked it off his shoulder.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Yeah,
and I thought they were going to score from that. Like I was like, this is exactly something that happens with Villa. A free that shouldn't be a free. That isn't overturnable by VAR.
Couldn't have possibly seen it. No. And a few minutes later, a few minutes earlier, to stop us going through on goal when we're 2v1. And go back for the yellow card. So if this like, I for years have wanted foreign referees to come into the Premier League and show them how it's done. If this is the standard of what they're importing from foreign leagues, I'm sorry, the problem is at the top, because these guys are coming in and being told what to do. They're not being told to do their interpretation of the laws. They're being told that the interpretation of the laws must favour certain clubs. And I have no doubt in my mind that they're making an absolute bollocks of this. And it's time for Howard Webb to either put up or shut up or leave the building, because he's a great man for coming on and saying, oh, yeah, excellent decision here, poor decision there. No, this has to stop. Now, I got the impression there from what I said, you don't believe me or you don't agree with me, but I think it's questionable whether he got that red card decision right either. The guy was stupid in going off his feet. I didn't think he needed to go off his feet, but was it a red card is questionable. And look, if it was for us, I'd be pissed off, and I have to look at it that way. And for that reason, I thought a yellow card would have been fair. But look, it was the guy in the VAR box that made that decision for him. I think he was arguing his case there when he went to the screen, and I don't think there was any doubt when he went to the screen that he would have had to give it, because they're obviously seeing whatever amount of angles before he got there.
Yeah. I do think it was a red. I would have been annoyed if it was given against Aston Villa, but the thing is, it would have been given if it was a Villa player as well. So I suppose the fairness side of things there, that's why I was okay with it. I don't think Chelsea players were too upset by it. You know, he does kind of go in rashly. He connects with an awful part of the foot, and when it's slowed down, it does look worse. And look, it went in our favour, and that was the turning point for us. I thought it was a 0-0 draw all day long before that, and that's a turning point for us. Watkins then is given a small bit more freedom. The Sassy comes out into the right-hand side. Silva and Colwell play through the centre, and they bring on Chilwell. Then that means they have to bring off, was it Mudryk? I think they brought off there for Chilwell to come on. So it was it really stopped them attacking both flanks, and it meant that they were really only going to go down their right hand side afterwards. So it was a turning point, and look, I'm absolutely delighted that it happened for Aston Villa as well.
Two other things as well. The yellow card for Luca Dean in the first half.
Oh, it was shocking. Well, yeah, it was shocking.
You see John McGinn made a point, because he knew the camera was on him, of saying, so you're telling me he hit him with his elbow in the face, yet you're giving the yellow card the other way. And he said it twice, and the referee's there going, yeah. And as for Raheem Sterling, he's a horrible little shit. He left the boot in there on Martinez and ran away, never checked was he okay, didn't give a shit. It wasn't a deliberate stamp, but he knew exactly what he fucking done, and he should have checked on the well-being of the player after doing it. It's just that's just the kind of person he is. I don't like him whatsoever, and I love to see him on the losing end.
Had he been shot out of a cannon there, but yeah, look, 12 points from 6 games, a tough away fixture. I'm just trying to bring up the upcoming fixtures that Villa have.
Alfie makes a great point here. We never used to win against 10 men.
Used to win against 10 men. Yeah. You could see, actually, a point I wanted to make. Number one, I want to get Unai Emery's suit jacket. If the club shop started selling suit jackets with the crest on it, I'd buy one in the morning. I thought it was class, and that should just be our crest going forward. But I think Unai Emery was, you could see how much it meant to him. He was really animated throughout the whole. I know he's animated in every game, but you could see there where Dendoncker and Duran were sauntering back to come up to be brought on, and it's just like 2 minutes to go in normal time, and he was screaming at them to come on. You know, he knew the significance of winning this game away from home, considering that we've got some games. We've got Brighton at home. Then we're going to have Wolves at home. Wolves away, West Ham at home, and then Luton and Forest and Fulham. So bring us up there to the middle of November. So like there's some winnable games there. And yes, some of the points that we've dropped against teams that we wouldn't have been expected to beat, the likes of Liverpool and Newcastle, we would have expected to put in better performances there. But then to go out and have this performance and this win against Chelsea, I think is very important for the team. You could see Unai Emery. I think Unai Emery will sleep soundly tonight. I think in that dressing room, he will have lots of congratulations for people who followed the process and the system unselfishly today. And I think that was the difference against Warsaw. We didn't see the system being followed in midfield. We saw a bit of openness in midfield, and we saw the result. We shipped goals. And against the team that had a wealth of attacking talent and midfield talent out there today, we really shut that part of the field down. And I think they can be proud of it. I think if you're handing out a match ball to a collective group, midfield were absolutely brilliant today, I thought.
Yeah. Kieran said, when was the last time we beat Chelsea twice in a trot? 30 years ago, apparently. And
Wow.
I did see a video of Christian Porslow in the crowd today singing Christian Porslow went to Spain in a Lamborghini, singing it himself. Anyway, he's entitled to be there as a fan if he wants us to win. He's quite entitled to be there.
Yeah.
Look, I think today is vital in the aging of this team and the maturing of it, that they can come back after Thursday night and everybody be so downbeat and yet go and put in that performance and beat one of the perceived big six. And albeit that three of the new big six are behind us in the league in Man U, Newcastle, Chelsea. We're very close. We're only 2 points behind Arsenal, I think, as well. So we're not going away anywhere. So we've got a good run of games. If we can get points on the board, we can stay in around those top six places and really push on from last season. The players are there. I do believe we're a couple of players short. I'm broken record saying that, but with another couple maybe in January, if he gets the right ones, I think we can definitely finish up in those top 5 positions. And how big would that be going into next season?
Oh, it'd be absolutely massive. It'd be massive. It would be absolutely massive. But yeah, as you said, 12 points, 2 points behind Arsenal and Spurs, 3 points behind Brighton, 4 points behind Liverpool, and like everybody, I think will be for the rest of the season. Will be some points behind Manchester City, obviously not dropping any points in the league yet. Yes, I am being very closely marked here by my assistant producer here in the background. A couple of people there as well. Paul O'Neill, and thank you so much, Paul. Clean sheet, Ali after Mark and Ezri Konsa. Wow, I would 100% agree. I think that they're 2 huge positives. I've been calling for leaders. I think Ezri Konsa showed a leadership performance today. He was everywhere. He made lots of blocks, and I think he was, he settled things down in that kind of controlled manner that we like to play, coming out of play out from the defense. It didn't mean that everything went through Pau Torres. And like against Liverpool when they shut him down, stopped him passing out to Luca Dean, we were able to go to Konsa as well, and Konsa was able to play it to Matty Cash as well. So really good stuff from him. And Philly D, thank you so much. Routine away win at the bottom half Premier League team. I can smell the salt from that one, Philly. I can smell the salt from that one. But thank you so much for that as well. A couple of more little comments there from anyone. Story with Alex Moreno, good point. I was going to bring it up. I thought he was going to come on at some stage in the game, but I think, as you said before the game, Paddy, I think we'll see him probably start on Wednesday night.
If he hasn't had some kind of knock, which worries me a little bit. But look, we'll I'm sure somebody will ask him in the presser coming up to Wednesday, or maybe after the game what the story was. So we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, exactly. And exactly, Alex B. Remember when Gerrard said we should be turning up and getting battered at Chelsea? Yeah, never again.
Wiping the floor with us, isn't that what he said? They should be wiping the floor with us.
I can't remember.
If someone spends $1 billion, they should be wiping the floor with us. But $1 billion doesn't automatically buy you success. Oh, yeah. You need to have people who work together and do their best together. And it just doesn't seem that is happening at Chelsea. They can't get a tune out of those players. So, yeah. So I said Gerrard is a tool. I'd rather not mention Gerrard on this podcast again because he doesn't deserve it.
Of course, Carol, you're right. Moreno wasn't even on the bench today, and you said
Yeah.
Paddy, but then you correct yourself and said Neil. Of course. So how could he have come on? But yeah.
No,
so,
no, yeah,
that's my,
we
that's
knew
my,
he
that was
wasn't
my
on.
mis- No,
All right.
I was no. He said Paddy, and then he corrected himself underneath and said Neil because I said he was on the bench. I thought he was on the bench. Yeah, I
All
actually
right.
completely forgot. Yeah, that he wasn't on the bench when I spoke there. Yeah, I am running. Even though, as I said, the news of my demise, my untimely demise, were far off the mark. I am running on about 40%. Heavy night last night, so I do take all the errors that I'm going to have today. I do take them in my stride, or hopefully I will.
Errors are fine. We're not professionals here,
Errors
Neil. Don't
are
worry about it.
fine. We're not professionals here. Are you all right? Did you hurt your bum? Oh, somebody had a fall here behind me, but she's okay. She got straight back up. No looking for cards either. She's great. A credit to her team. I had another question there, Paddy. I was going to ask, and I can't really remember it. Anything else that you want to go through from that? Great to see Jacob Ramsey back. I thought he looked good. I thought he looked strong on the ball. But it's great to see him back. It was worrying when he went down clutching his ankle.
Very much so, yeah. And the brilliant performance of Peacock or whoever was videoing that couldn't show us a decent replay of what actually happened. So they were more interested in showing us the ones that Emi Martinez saved or Chelsea missed. But look, it's time for us to push on now and wipe these big six out of the equation and push ourselves into those positions. That's what we need to do now. That's the only way we're going to get the respect of these TV companies and the assholes with the whistles and the cards. The only way we get respect is by being up there. So times need to change. The hope today is the start of it. I really believe we can push on, and this is the kind of result that we need to show everybody that we mean business. I know people say Chelsea aren't having a great season. It's still very hard to beat at home. So great result. Push on to the next one, and yeah, a lot more optimistic than I was this morning.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to do it for us for the post-match podcast. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by. There was over 600 people in here at one stage. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. If you aren't a subscriber, please subscribe and please follow the podcast. We'd really, really appreciate it. We'll probably be back again really, really quickly, maybe even tomorrow night with a preview of the Everton game as we look to move towards the League Cup. And yeah, as I say, great start to the Sunday. And whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, I hope that puts a smile on your face with that 1-0 win. So thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and all that's left to say is up the Villa.
Up the Villa.